Blog Talk Radio.
Wow. Hello, everyone. It's your boy, Long Beach Joe, back again after watching the Jets just get completely blasted against the Cardinals. Jets lose to the Cardinals 30-10 at home. And the Jets came out looking uncompetitive, like as usual. There was issues all today. The defense just couldn't make the stops when necessary. I mean, and when they were able to get some interceptions, get into the red zone, the offense couldn't keep drives going. There was big-time issues. I'm talking big-time issues, particularly offensively. And for those of you that blame Sam Darnold every single week, he wasn't playing today. So who are we blaming this week for the offensive issues? We'll talk about that. Lines is blazing right now, and I'm going to get to the callers. But listen, I am the man of the people. I am here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there as well. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. You want to go back and forth about the football team. I love it. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's get into the show because I'm fired up. Now, listen. This team, this game, horrific. I'm just starting with the offense because we're gonna talk about the defense giving up just big plays, big runs, Hopkins feasting, Murray doing his thing. But let me tell you something. This offense was horrific, and I'm going straight to the top with Adam Gase. There is no reason why, after watching this game, that the Johnson should not fire him. There's no reason. There's no reason. The play calling horrific, predictable. Same stuff that we had going on early in the season. We get to a fourth down in this game, can't get the yard because he comes out and calls the exact same play he's been calling all game. In the red zone, we were staunch, we were stopped. It was trashed into. We get an interception and end up in the red zone. We cannot score. We end up kicking a field goal because the play calling was so bad. He should not have a job. He should be fired, period. He should be gone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Gone after this game. There's no one left to blame. Sam Darnold was not playing. You can't say, oh, his footwork, all of that. Listen, Joe Flacco's put in a lot of the same situations. He's running for his life the same way that Sam was. This offensive line didn't play necessarily very well either. There are guys coming off the edge, barreling down, just like they do every single week on Sam Darnold, right? Everyone's saying things will be different. Joe Flacco, he's a veteran QB. We know what he's going to bring to us. Well, what are you seeing now? The same struggles that you saw with Sam Darnold, same struggles you saw with Flacco today. Big drops by Herndon. There was drops by other wide receivers. Flacco also had some balls that were suspect too. Balls in the dirt. He had some issues there as well. This Jets team, this Jets offense is horrific. It's horrific. I'm telling you, Halloween's around the corner. The scariest thing I've seen is the Jets offense. Scares the hell out of me. If you want to scare kids on Halloween night, you want to scare them, dress up as Adam Gase. Dress up as Adam Gase. Scare the hell out of everybody. Now, I'm going to get to these callers because the lines are lit up. Listen, I know it's frustrating. This team is frustrating. This loss was frustrating. We're fresh off the loss. Please do not call in cursing on my show where I will have to get you out of here. I want to hear everyone's take. I really, really do. Please do not curse on my show. If you want to call in, the number is 515-602-9639. Call in and share your takes. I'm going to the first caller. Call and let me know your thoughts on this game and how you feel about the Jets getting blasted by the Cardinals.
Joe, how you doing, buddy?
How's it going? How are you feeling about this loss? What are your thoughts about the performance of Joe Flacco?
God, I'm tired of being right. I was the last caller last night, and I told you it'd be 30-9. Wow, football God, thank you for giving us an extra point. I really appreciate it. But it doesn't matter if it's Joe Flacco, if it's Sam Darnold, if it's the guy who put this coach in front of the Johnsons, Peyton Manning. Anybody who is running an Adam Gase offense is going to look exactly like these guys are looking right now. Doesn't matter. We've said it before. You're sitting watching the game. I'm sitting here watching the game. We know what the offense is going to do, which means that the professionals that are getting paid millions of dollars on the other side of the ball know exactly what the offense is going to do, and they know what to do to shut it down every single time. Adam Gase should not be allowed to coach a high school team after this. The only thing he should be coaching is nothing. He should just go into used car salesmanship or something, because he shouldn't be allowed in any facet near football to do anything.
Listen, I'm right there with you. I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm not surprised at the struggles we had. Were you surprised though that we at least didn't get a touchdown after that red zone, that interception? Williamson puts us in the red zone, and we still can't get a score off of that. We end up kicking a field goal. I mean, what are your thoughts about that scenario and those plays that were set up in the red zone drive that time?
Listen, I left the room for 2 seconds, right? I come back because I hear, oh, the Jets are in business. And I'm like, what happened? The ball in the end zone. So I'm thinking he ran it back for a pick six. Okay, he didn't get there. He got to the 10-yard line. Regardless, it's in the red zone. Okay? How, if you had so many opportunities, did you squander that away and not get Le'Veon Bell to do a run? Somebody do a block. Crowder was the only guy that was making plays at all on the offensive side, and nothing. It's like we're allergic to the end zone. It's like you pass. It's like once we get close to the end zone, it's like no, go back the other way, please. Somebody do a penalty so we can get back farther from the goal from the end zone, please. It's like I don't understand this.
It's insane. And you know what was crazier? It was right after the turnover. We get the ball back, and the first play, right after the turnover, we line up, delay a game. We immediately get a penalty to push us back. We immediately get a penalty. And it's like, bro, okay, well, who's that on? How does that happen? How does that happen? How do we get back in business? We get the ball back, right? After a bad, possession, we get the ball back. They give us a gift, and immediately you get a penalty to push you back. We talk about this every week on this show, do we not? We talk about how this team is not talented enough, right, to be getting as many penalties as we get. And here's a prime example of that. How does that happen?
Listen, I thought week 1 versus Buffalo, when we got a delay of game penalty after a TV ad break, I thought that was as low as we could go. But then, like I just said, we are allergic to the end zone. We were too close to the end zone, so we had to do a penalty to get farther back away from it. Because clearly,
oh my God!
I mean, look at when Crowder scored the one touchdown. It almost looked like he fumbled it. And thank God that he crossed the line first before he lost the ball. So
yeah.
Again, once it's like anything else. Once at the top, when everything is going wrong, all things around it start to crumble around it. Offense, defense, special teams, anything you can think of, everything that can go wrong will go wrong because you have the wrong people at the top. And that's going to be a fact forever. I said it in the chat earlier. The reason why the Patriots have 6 championships is because Bill Belichick, to his nice owner's box up there with his friends and enjoy his lobster rolls and filet mignon and let me run the team. Robert Kraft even said that there's sometimes when he's like, hey, Bill, like when they're at the headquarters for the New England Patriots and Belichick just gives them a dirty look and keeps walking the other way. Doesn't want nothing to do with him. You're the owner. Just stay away. So when you have meddling owners like these guys, or owner, because it's just Woody Johnson who's the owner. Christopher Johnson is just here until he comes back from his ambassadorship in Europe or England, wherever he is. But still, it's always going to be the same story as long as you have at the top these people who like to meddle in everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's mind-boggling. I don't understand how Gase gets out of this week. I don't see it. He's got to be fired after this game, right? He's got to be fired, right?
Listen, if he's not fired after this game, okay, I will personally go and somehow start a GoFundMe to get a plane to fly all over the Jet Stadium again with a fire Adam Gase. There's no conceivable way. Right at the end, before after Kyler Murray took the final knee, they showed the stat on the TV. Sixth time that he's lost by 20 or more points. So what else does this man have to do? Does he have like incriminating evidence against the Johnson family that's how he's keeping the job? Or, you know, is it that he's Christopher Johnson is so delusional that he's just going by what Gase is saying, that no, my ideas and my plans work. It's just that these guys don't know how to execute it because I don't have the right talent around me. Okay, well, you don't have the right talent because the guy that you handpicked to be the general manager put most of that talent there. Well, not most of it, but you get what I'm going with this. So
yeah, and he got a lot of Gase's guys that he wanted too.
Yeah. So what else is there for you to see? It's all in the proof. Ryan Tannehill gets away from Adam Gase. It's one game away from the Super Bowl. Is a franchise quarterback now when people called him a bust. Jarvis Landry gets away from Adam Gase. He's a weapon, a big weapon for Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. What other proof do you need? And for the people that always say, well, he helped Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning before there was ever an Adam Gase. It wasn't like Peyton Manning was just a journeyman quarterback that all of a sudden got touched by the god of Gase. He was already a record-breaking quarterback with a Super Bowl victory who ended up on a new franchise when he got hurt, and they drafted a new quarterback. So what? Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning's offensive coordinator. He just gave us that. He just gave him that little nudge to say, "Oh yeah, no, this guy helped me."
Man, it's mind-blowing. It's completely mind-blowing. It's great that you brought up that Peyton Manning point because Adam Gase has literally lived off of that Peyton Manning, that Peyton Manning cosign. He's made an entire career off of it. And like you said, Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning before Adam Gase. And guess what? He was still doing the thing when Gase was there. He was calling his own plays. That's ridiculous. Like, it's the things that I'm seeing. Dude, you have to fire him. You have to fire him. There's no way that he can make it out of this week because the excuses are gone. The offense looked just as inept with Flacco in there. It was the same inept play calling. It was the same stuff. But I want to turn the corner with you as well because the defense didn't look great either. It didn't look great either. You had guys chucking it up. Mm-hmm. The thing that pissed me off was that drive before the half where they let a guy come out uncovered. The Cardinals were able to get down there and had 53 seconds left, and they were able to drive downfield and get themselves a field goal. What are your thoughts on that, man?
It just shows that there's no ability on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, like you just said, how do you just in 53 seconds? Okay, look, we're trying to keep it close going into the half, and boom, they're down the field. The Cardinals at one point in the second half were 4th and 1. Remember, the guy was left wide open and got a good 15 yards. Hopkins has 2 guys on him and scores a touchdown. So it is what it is. I mean, what can we say? We got a couple of sacks on Kyler Murray. Okay, great. We were expecting that because he's one of those quarterbacks that he likes to run, so he's going to take hits sometimes. But beyond that, it's not like the Cardinals. The Cardinals, to be honest, in the first half, their offense wasn't clicking as well. And then in the second half, they just awoke and just were able to do whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted to do it. And there's nothing that Greg Williams could draw up. These corners that we have are terrible. It's every time I hear, "Oh, this guy just got signed off the practice squad and is on the defense," I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." It's like I'm tempted to just show up over there at Florham Park and be like, "Hey, I know how to run at quarterbacks and stuff. If you want to give me a job, whatever, I'll do it on the cheap. Don't worry." Man,
it is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. But I'm going to keep going to these calls, man. Thank you so much for calling in, Rich. It's always good to speak to you. Next time I have a show, man, please call in. I need to hear from you, bro.
All right, man. Thank you for having me on, and I will be Tuesday, right?
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to have a show. I think I'm going to try it then Tuesday. If not, I'll definitely announce it. You'll know for sure. I'll have a video up and everything.
Great. Have a good one, buddy.
You have a good one. Man, what? I just do not see how Adam Gase gets out of this week. I don't understand. If you allow this man to make it out of this week, if the Johnsons allow him to make it out of this week and continue to be the Jets head coach, what are you saying to the fan base? What are you saying to the franchise? What exactly are you saying? There's no excuses. Your coaching has been horrific. Your play calling has been horrific. You don't know what you're doing. It's obvious. It's ridiculous. I'm going to go to the chat, though. For those of you that listen to me on Blog Talk Radio, I'm unbelievably upset. But I also have a chat because I live stream while I do the show. Chat's called The Savages. Why? Because they remain savage. And, they got a lot to say during the game. So we're going to read a couple of their messages. Then we'll go back to the callers as well. When I get back to the callers, 917-929, you'll be up next. We got the lines are blazing. 515-602-9639. Again, 515-602-9639. You can call in, talk to me live. Jets are abysmal. Juck's in the chat. Yo, salute to you, Juck. Juck says, Gase should be gone now. Look at Houston and Watson right after they can O'Brien. Hello, Johnsons. Exactly. We've been talking about that since watching Bill O'Brien get fired. We said, hey, listen, we got to get rid of this dude Gase. The Texans saw that they were not going to be able to get the job done with O'Brien there. He's making bad decisions. He was going to cause irreversible damage. You have to get rid of him. And the Jets just refused to do so. They refuse to get rid of the thing that's going to cause irreversible damage to them. They're just going to let it keep riding. They're going to let us keep riding. Freedom County in the chat says, salute to you, Freedom County. Freedom County says, I don't think Gase should be a Pop Warner coach. Damn. He'd probably be overwhelmed. He honestly probably would. All right, so we're going to go back to the callers. 929, you're up. Let me know your thoughts about this Jets loss and how you feel about Adam Gase.
Joe, it's Rudy from the chat. What's going on, man?
Rudy, what's going on, my man? I got one question for you, bro. Do you think that Adam Gase is going to make it out of this week? There's no reason he shouldn't be fired, right?
I mean, there's no reason he should be here, but, I mean, as long as the Johnsons are here, I mean, what else do you expect? I'm trying. I don't understand, man. I'm speechless right now. I can't. I'm just so speechless, man. I can't explain it. Just really can't. You hear my voice, man. It's just this team is broken.
And look what Adam Gase has done to you, Rudy. Look what Adam Gase has done to you. Again, I want to thank you for calling in.
It's so bad, man. Because listen,
Go ahead.
I live in North Carolina right now. So I'm watching the Jets and the Panthers game, and I'm watching former Jets contributing. I'm seeing Teddy Bridgewater just throwing it across the field. I'm watching Robbie Anderson making the Falcons look like just boys out there. And guess who got the game-winning interception to give Carolina the win today? Just take a wild guess.
Who got it?
Justin Burris.
Oh, my God.
Justin Burris. Remember him? Do you remember him?
That was a mid-round pick by Mac. Oh, my goodness.
Yep. You got former Jets contributing across the league. Ja'Kai Polite just got his first sack of his career today. I can't even explain it, bro. I really can't.
And I want to, dude, it's so ridiculous, and I want to talk to you about our defense. You talked about a couple of defensive guys right there. What are your thoughts on our inability to stop DeAndre Hopkins? I mean, this dude, he went off today. He absolutely went off. What, he had like 6 catches for 130 yards. He had a TD. He had a big catch with 2 guys right there next to him. What are your thoughts about the defensive game plan and just how the defense didn't show up today?
I mean, that's what happens when you have Dollar Tree Lamar Jackson covering him. We got the worst Lamar Jackson in the league. I just like this is just our franchise. We're a black hole. I mean, it's just hard to explain, man. There's no words to explain this incompetent defense. I mean, we just don't have the players, man. After who's the linebacker that we just signed from the Ravens who hasn't been Onawasu? Is that his name?
Yeah, Onawasu, yeah.
Yeah, where has he been?
Yeah, he's dealing with some stuff. He hasn't been playing. I'll tell you that. I mean,
we have no talent on the defensive side, and that goes straight to Joe Douglas. It really does. I mean, just having these players should not be in the NFL right now. It's just a simple fact. That's the facts. It really, honestly, that's just the facts. It really is. Like, just name. Look at the starting defense's name. Would any of them to be in the starting lineup for any, maybe even backups in all the other 31 teams in the league?
We got Marcus May should be playing better than what he is. Quentin Williams, we all know Quentin Williams, he got injured during the game. We have some issues in our secondary. I mean, we watched the Steers get abused today. We watched Jackson get abused today. I mean, it was pretty bad, man. But I'm going to keep banging these calls, man. I want to thank you for calling in. Please call in next time I have a show, man. It's good talking to you.
Thank you, bro. I love your show, man, and continue what you're doing, man.
All right. Thank you so much, man. You have a good night.
You too, boss.
Man, let me tell you, Jets fans are frustrated. Upset. This is after a smooth ass whooping. I'm talking about the Cardinals came in and took care of business. It's ridiculous. Kyler Murray had like 380 today. 380 throwing the ball. And he had yards running as well. He had like over 30 yards rushing as well. And a TD. It was just, dude, this team is in trouble. We're in big trouble. I mean, I'm going to go back to the Savages in the chat. Savage in the chat. Venom G. Salute to you, Venom G. Venom G says, Gase is gone tomorrow. He should be. He should absolutely be out of here. There's no reason why, you should get rid of him. So, going back to the callers, 848, we're coming to you. Give me your thoughts about this game. How do you feel about Adam Gase?
Where do I start?
Yo,
Where do
Shaq.
I start?
There is no way they can keep Adam Gase, bro. Right? There's no. He should be fired immediately after this game, right? Right? He should be fired right now. There's no way he should stay the head coach of New York Jets. There's no way.
It's crazy. I want him out of here.
Yeah.
But
and Greg Williams can go too. He can go too. I want to make sure I bring the fire to his ass as well. He needs to go too.
Yeah. And another thing, man. Shout out to the Savages, man. Shout out to Rudy, man. I just heard him. Shout out to you too, Joe, for making this happen. If you don't have a show for all 16 games and you miss one of these games, I will commit suicide. I will write a note and say it's the Jets' fault and it's this guy called Long Beach Joe's fault. So you will be responsible. So I need you and the Savages on my TV screen every game we play. Because I need some type of happiness. I need some type of funny. I need you guys, all of you. But let's get back to business.
Yeah, Shaq, don't let him do that to you. Just everyone stay good out there. I'll try my best. We're gonna keep the content coming. I definitely love sitting down and having a chat with y'all because we have a great time. But Shaq, listen. You look at this offense. This offense is horrific. It's horrific, Shaq. What are your thoughts about our red zone struggles, man?
I don't get it. How hard is it How hard is it to draw up a play to get 2 yards? How hard is it? How hard is it? You got down the field, so it can't be that hard. How hard is it? Like, why, like, when you saw that 4th and 1 get blown up, why wasn't the QB sneak there? There was so many gaps. Tom Brady would have just found the gap and put his head in there and just got the first. Like, why?
Well, maybe he don't let Flacco audible either.
Oh my God, he got more Super Bowls than Adam Gase. Oh my God,
he probably don't let Flacco audible either.
Go ahead. What I'm trying to figure out is I knew once we scored that touchdown, I know we were all feeling good, including myself, until I seen what other side we had to watch, and that's the defense. Then I wrote in the chat, like, we can't stop anybody, Joe. Trust me. And I knew it. I knew it. Our defense is too vanilla. It's no talent. It's none at all. And offense, I don't want to hear anything. I want every Trevor Lawrence lover to apologize to Sam Darnold right now. I want them to apologize because Joe looked just like Sam Darnold. Flustered, out of place. What's crazy, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I watched the Jets game, even though I should be proud that I didn't really watch the Jets game. I just was listening to the show because I was picking up my son and I was listening to you guys on the radio. And, you know, I'm like, I'd rather listen to Joe laugh at these clowns and the savages kill them. I'd rather hear that. And it's like I knew Kyler Murray was going to go crazy. I knew D-Hop was going to go crazy. They didn't even want to throw it to D-Hop because they felt so bad for our cornerback. But they just, you know, had to. You know, D-Hop needs some type of stats. And another thing, I understand people say we need, we need more than one season. Let me give you guys perfect examples here. The Eagles went 6-10 before they went to the Super Bowl. The Niners was picking before us when they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah. And Jacksonville were terrible. They went 4-12 before they went to the AFC Championship. So before anybody give me any excuses of we need more than one season, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because Joe Douglas had an off season to at least make us look competent. We don't even look like a one-win team. We don't. We look terrible. At least make us look like we're one game out of the playoffs, or we're one game in the playoffs and then we lose. Then I can say, okay, cool. We're on that right path. We're good. Joe, we don't look like a one-win team. We're horrible. Horrible. We will be lucky to squeak out a win or two. Lucky. Lucky. Like, it should be no excuse that we look that bad to where teams are feeling bad for us. They feel bad for us. Go ahead, Joe.
It's insane, Shaq. And what I saw out there on that field today was the same thing. I mean, you know what the worst thing about it all is, Shaq, is that we see the same thing over and over and over again. Like, it doesn't matter who we're playing. It wasn't like – it's not like we're on a short week and we're swinging, you know, all the way to the West Coast or – you know, you those things kind of you could see could take effect because you'll be listless. You know, the team will try to be recovering from something. No, none of that. We were at home and we got our asses handed directly to us. Again. like again. Right? Like, isn't that exactly what happened? You showed up, we showed up, and we handed your ass right to you again. And like you said, everything that you said about the defense, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing about the fact that, like, listen, they could have targeted DeAndre Hopkins more. I personally think so. They didn't. Like, they went away from him a bit, but when they wanted to do, it was there. It was there. Shaq, he had two guys on him going down the sideline almost at the corner of the end zone. He had two guys there. One guy, I think it was Jackson, was grabbing his jersey and still could not stop him.
Pulling his damn shoulder pad off. Oh, my God.
And they still couldn't stop him. It's insane. But what really killed me, and I want to get your thoughts on this, was Kyler Murray being able to get out and make plays with his feet. Didn't we talk about this in like the pregame show? Didn't we talk about how scared we were of that? Bruh, what were your thoughts about him being able to get outside and just chuck the ball down the field the way that he was doing?
We knew it. Everybody called it last night. Everybody said what was going on. Everybody knew what was going to happen. If we couldn't stop Josh Allen, Kyler Murray is faster than Josh Allen. He does everything. Like, we all knew it was going to happen. We all called it. That's how it's like, what's the point of watching these games? I'd rather laugh. If I'm watching games without these guys, I'm committing suicide easily. And I'm going to make sure I put guys responsible. Jets and Long Beach Joe.
Don't do it.
Long Beach Joe.
Don't do it, Shaq.
You can look up all his
Don't do it.
All his
Don't do
all
it,
his
Shaq.
social media pages.
Don't do it.
It's gonna be your fault. And then when we watch these press conferences and all of these things, these are lies. They are lying to us. They are lying to us. They are lying just so the people with the green glasses could say, "Oh, Adam Gase said this. Oh, Greg Williams said this, so it's going to be true. Oh, Joe Douglas said this. We have a culture. Oh, Joe Douglas said every year we're going to the Super Bowl. There's no point of playing if you're not trying to aim for that. Like, come on. Come on. Lie. You can't trust anybody here. They lie about injuries. They lie about paying people. They lie about everything.
That's a fact.
This team and this organization, horrible. Starting with the owners. They need to go. Like, how could they sit there and watch this game and say, oh, everything is fine. Adam Gase is perfect. Our defense is perfect. We got great players out there. Oh, if they're working their butts off, we're going to keep them. Like, how could you do that? Like, that doesn't frustrate you? It doesn't bother you? Like, what are they watching? I think what it is, Joe, the fans got a reality of life of what's going on, but I feel like they got some VR glasses from the PlayStation and they put it on and they just see a whole bunch of fairy tales of receivers catching passes and scoring touchdowns and they the only person that they don't see is Sam Darnold. But everybody else, they just see perfection. The coaching is perfection. These booty players are perfectionists out here. Like,
dude, it is so bad. Like, it's so bad, and that's what I was talking about right after, earlier in the show, was everyone blames Sam every week. Every week I'm telling you, I get people on my timeline constantly. Well, Sam this and Sam that and Sam. And I say the same thing. Hey, there's other quarterbacks that will look exactly the same way in our scheme. If they had guys barreling down on them, if they couldn't be able to set their feet because you're running away from pressure, they look the same. Joe Flacco looks the same. And like you said, a lot of people do have rosy green glasses, but those glasses are about to get broken. Because if you don't see what's going on out here every single week, if you don't see how things are being handled, if you don't see the bad play calling, not just on offense, but we're seeing it on defense. I remember coming into the season, we all said, hey, Greg Williams is the guy that's going to be our strong point, right? He's going to be the guy that, we know Adam Gase sucks, but as long as we got Greg Williams, we'll be okay defensive. Bro, Greg Williams, that defense does not look good. Does not look good. And I want to get your thoughts on this. I know you touched on the defense a little bit, but to me, the back-breaking drive of the game was that drive where the Cardinals had 53 seconds on the clock, and they were able to get down and kick that damn field goal and get a score before the half. What were your thoughts about that, man? I mean, there's a guy coming off the line wide open that Kyler was able to find easily. What were your thoughts about that blown coverage?
I sit there and wonder, man, what do these guys see? How do they? How do they be in how are they in the pros? That's them. That's bad. That's being a bad player and bad coaching. And Greg Williams been on every football team, and for some reason he still, just don't get it. Just don't get it, man. Last year I didn't think the defense really had a challenge last year. Honestly, those last 6 games or whatever it was, they were playing against backup mediocre quarterbacks, and it's like now it's getting exposed. Except the Broncos game, he got killed that game too. There's no excuses for that game. This team is terrible. It's terrible. There's no need to watch. I don't even think us buying anything is going to save us. Trevor's definitely not going to save us. He's not going to save us. We don't have no talent. We have no talent. Nothing.
I mean, Shaq, it's dude.
Head of the ship. We need you at the head of the ship.
You need me at the head. Nobody want to listen to me. I talk about trading the box safety. People run me out of town with pitchforks. They come after me immediately. I say, hey, we need to better this football team, get the talent in here. You know what I'm saying? We need to show some urgency. This season's not going to be as sweet as y'all think it's going to. Shut up, Joe. Shut your damn mouth. Now you're getting your ass beat 30-10 by the Cardinals. Oh, funny thing about those tables, they always turn. The funny thing about those tables is they always turn.
We did the right thing, but at the wrong time. At the wrong time.
And you know what's even crazier watching this game was the big runs that we were giving up too. The big runs, run by Edmond to start it off was crazy. They were pounding the rock on the ground. I mean, Shaq, we talked about this, dude. We keep saying we talked about this, but there shows, there's evidence. Listen, everybody watching, whether you're watching me on live stream, whether you're watching me on blog, I want you to know this is all recorded. Okay, all of it. You can go back and listen to me. You can go back and watch, my shows from when I started them till now. We were talking about this at the beginning of the season. Listen, we're very concerned about the secondary. We're concerned. Right? But they cannot run the ball on us. We got a bunch of dudes up front that's going to stop that. That's one thing you will not do here. Shaq, they doing it at will. They doing it at will. And it don't matter who it is. It don't matter if it's the Colts. It don't matter if it's the Niners. It don't matter. It don't matter. They're doing it at will. People are running on us now, Shaq. Can you believe this?
We have no athletes. That defense is so slow. I'm 28 years old, and I feel like I could go out there and run faster than them. Like, these dudes are terrible all around. Like,
it is.
There's nothing we're keeping on this team, honestly.
It's crazy. Well, Shaq, listen, man. I want to thank you for calling in. I'm going to keep going to my lines. I got a lot of callers. I want to thank you for calling in again, bro. Next show I definitely want to hear from you, man.
You know I got you, Joe. Can we play some Outlast, man? Make me feel better, man.
We'll try, man. Time is tight, but we'll try. We'll see what's going on. Man. Thank you for calling in, though, bro.
Working hard, man. Well, go ahead, Joe, man. We'll talk to you later, man.
All right, you have a good one. Oh, man, listen. It's tough, bro. It's really, really tough. Like, this team is so bad. So bad. I'm going to go to the Savages in the chat. Again, no matter where you're watching me from or you listen, whatever you're doing, thank you so much for checking out my content. I truly appreciate it. I know you guys heard Shaq talk about Outlast. I also, play games during my stream as well. A little bit after we talk football. So, if you're not listening, if you just, only listen to the radio show, please check out my streams. We have a good time. But we're going to go to the chat really quickly. Jamoni in the chat, salute to you, Jamoni. Jamoni in the chat says, can the New York Jets just have the Joe Show as their post-game conference? Hey, I would love that. If they only if I could keep it real, though. Only if I can keep it real. If I can't keep it real, then, I'm good. But listen, bring me on in there. You know what I'm saying? Bring me. I'm bringing the Savages. They coming with me, too. And we're going to keep it real about this team and the state of this team. Because there's some issues here that, need to be addressed. You cannot have a football team going out here looking like this every single week. Just uncompetitive, dead offense that can't do anything in the red zone. Listen, if you don't have a functioning offense in today's NFL, you're done. You're done. It's over. You will lose, and you will lose a lot. A lot. The NFL today is literally all about offense. The rules have been slanted for you to succeed offensively. I'm not making that up. You can look it up. They changed the rules. This is not 1995. You literally cannot breathe on a receiver after 5 yards without getting a flag. And we have found some way to be offensively incompetent. That's an achievement. That's an achievement. In today's NFL, if you're horrific and you've been horrific like this offensively for years, in the current day, that's an achievement. That's an achievement. I'm gonna go back to these callers again. My Savages in the chat, keep doing what you do. Randy, y'all, salute to you. Going back to these calls, 917, I'm coming to you. Talk to me about your thoughts about this game against the Jets.
Joe, what's going on, man? It's Elias from Rochester. How you doing?
Elias, what's going on, man? Elias, Adam Gase should be fired right now, right?
100%, but that's not happening. Should have happened after the Denver game. Well, it should have happened after probably the Patriots game from last year, but, of course they had to win like one game, and then Johnson was like, they won a game? Keep them. Here for next year.
Man, I mean, it's completely ridiculous he's out there. Give me your thoughts about the issues in the red zone. I mean, the fact that we cannot put up points in the red zone is ridiculous, right?
Yeah, the play calling was terrible over there, and you got no, talent-wise, you got no one, like no big body guys that can just like jump up and grab it. And like my biggest issue, I don't know if this was in the red zone. I think it was. They go 3-1. They handed off to Wesco, to a freaking tight end who's there to block in the backfield. And then this is my biggest issue besides the play calling with Adam Gase is that, like, yeah, we get it. You don't have much talent, but there's guys on your team that, let's say, they're good at one thing. So on 4th and 1, like Frank Gore, the dude you love so much, is the big trucking guy who's pretty much guaranteed to get at least a yard because he'll just run you over. And I love Bell, but that's not, Bell's job. Bell's more of a patient runner looking for holes. So it made no sense when you finally want to run Bell, which he only got 12 carries, which was insane. When you're especially playing with a crap quarterback, you give the lead back 12 carries, and Pirine didn't get a single carry, which that was an issue. You gave Wesco a carry before Pirine? Like, are you kidding me, man?
It's so ridiculous. You pointed it out. The fact that we're not using our young back that we just drafted, a fresh pair of legs that we can have out there. He also can catch the football out the backfield. We've seen him do that pretty well too. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just completely ridiculous. But give me your thoughts on this, because there's a guy that had a lot of hype coming into this season, Herndon, and we've seen him do a lot of dropping.
Well, I've never
do a lot of dropping.
Dude, he's probably the most overrated. He's probably the most overrated player on the team. At least coming in, people were like, "Oh, Chris Herndon, man, the next Travis Kelce." I say let's sign Hunter Henry next year, get a new tight end. This dude's terrible. But also at the same time, whenever tight ends leave Adam Gase, like Mike Gesicki, they seem to start playing well all of a sudden. So maybe we give him a chance to do. He's been terrible. He almost had that fumble, which turns out it wasn't a fumble, but then. Would he have 2 drops or something? Yeah. I thought the tight ends were supposed to be our strong point. Every position we thought was supposed to be our strong point. It's been an absolute disaster. Inside linebacker, terrible. Well, except Avery, he played pretty well today. And defensive line is horrible. They can't stop, Edmonds for a 31-yard run. and tight ends are invisible. And when they do get the ball, they just drop it and they can't get open. So, yeah.
Man, dude, it's completely ridiculous. I'm going to go over to the defensive side of the ball with you. Oh, my Lord. What are your thoughts about us just not being able to get these guys off the field? I mean, the fact that we could not stop DeAndre Hopkins, who was just kind of doing whatever. I mean, how do you feel that our secondary played and matched up against them?
Dude, I saw a ton of, it wasn't just talent issues, a ton of schematic issues. Like, you'd think DeAndre Hopkins one-on-one with an undrafted free agent in Lamar Jackson, just one-on-one at the bottom of the screen. It's like you're not going to – you're setting up – this team does not know how to develop players. You develop players by developing them, not setting them up for failure. It's like, yeah, here you go, man. Go one-on-one with no help with the best receiver in the league. Good luck.
I mean, yeah, that it's just absolutely crazy to me. And what bothered me even more, because okay, we get it. DeAndre Hopkins, good player, right? Larry Fitzgerald, they have a wide receiver core that's pretty solid, but them being able to run the ball on us the way that they did, the big run by Edmonds to start the game for a touchdown. I mean, were you surprised that they were able to get the yards on the ground that they did?
No. The defense looked so bad all year. I expected this. My score prediction, I got the Jets score prediction right. I was a bit high on the Cardinals. I think I said 45 or something, 45-10, but I'm not surprised. And this is my biggest issue. I think they were at 10-yard line, and Kyler Murray drops back. I think I could have counted to 10 and the ball would still be in his hands. There's no pass rush. Nothing's happening. Everyone's invisible. Was Henry Anderson even playing today? Was McClendon even playing today? Quentin Williams was because he got hurt, of course. Who else? I don't even know. People are talking Nathan Shepard and Kyle Phillips and all these guys. Where are they? I don't see them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, man. I just don't get it. But what were your thoughts on that drive that the Cardinals had right before the half?
When they had 53 seconds?
Yeah. What were your thoughts about that? I just thought that was unreal. Because there's no way a guy should come off the line uncovered and just be allowed to roam around in the secondary like that. Especially when you know the situation. Doesn't that just show a lack of knowledge of situational football there?
Yeah. You could tell what they were trying to do. It's just a lot of high-tempo passes down the field. Greg Williams obviously knows a ton more about football than I do. I've never played a game of, real football in my life. But, I feel like it would make sense to have, obviously your cornerback depth stinks right now, especially with a lot of guys hurt. But, it would have been good to have, 4 corners on the field or different packages because you know that your pass rush isn't doing anything anyway. So if you drop more guys back, it's not really going to make a difference.
Yeah.
So, they just march down the field, man. Did they end up scoring there? They kicked the field goal, right?
Yeah, they kicked the field goal. But I mean, 53 seconds. That's the best you can hope for, right? That's pretty much the best you can hope for there. I mean, outside of a touchdown, you're like, hey, I'll take a field goal before I go into the half because they got the ball right back after the half. So it's okay, we can do this. Oh, it's just mind blowing, man. But Elias, I'm gonna keep going to these calls, man. I want to thank you for calling in. I can't wait to hear from you when I have my next show. It's just this team is really tough, man.
Oh, one more thing, man. How do you what's your advice for the Adam Gase Halloween costume? Are there goggles to make your eyes look all funky, and you got your hat pointed down and some smelling salts? You should sell something that, some goggles that make your eyes go all wacky.
Well, there's various ways to get your eyes all wacky, so it depends on however you want to do that. But you get your little hat, you make sure you have a little scruff, just a little scruff there, and the most important part is you get the right headset. The headset has to look the right way, and then you just get a blank sheet of paper and just walk around with it because that's pretty much what his playbook is like anyway. It's a bunch of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you just do that, and you just cover your mouth with a blank sheet of paper every so often. It scares the hell out of kids. I'm telling you, it's gonna scare everybody. You'll be the scariest thing. Wherever you're at, whatever city you're at, you'll be the scariest thing there. I'm telling you, his offense scares the hell out of me.
You can dress up all your friends. It's like Adam Gase's dudes, like Frank Gore and like Daniel Brown and all these guys and Demaryius Thomas, all the dudes who follow him, and Kalen Balaj who can't get a job anywhere else.
Loggins and all those guys. Scary as hell. Damn scary. But you have a good one, Elias, man. It was great talking to you.
You too, man. Take care.
All right, peace. Man, it's mind-blowing. It is mind-blowing. It's so frustrating just watching this team. So frustrating watching this team. Unbelievable. And Adam Gase, man. Adam Gase, you're a joke, man. You're a complete and utter joke. It's just completely ridiculous. Just completely ridiculous. He should be fired. There's no reason why Adam Gase is still a coach. He should not be the coach of the New York Jets. We're going to come back to the lines in a second, 111 and 973. You'll be up when I come back. We got a lot of callers. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank everyone for calling in. Again, I understand it's frustrating. This team is frustrating. Please do not curse when you call into my show or I'll get you out of here. I don't want to do that because I want to hear everyone's perspective. Please do not curse when you call into my show. We're going to go to the chat. We're going to get back to the Savages really quickly. Randy Yalls from the chat says, I don't even have the energy to talk trash about this trash-ass team. Good Lord, they're draining. Yeah. Randy, salute to you. They are, man. It's so tough, man. It's tough. I'm trying my best. I'm just losing my mind up here. It's insane to watch this team play the way that it does week in and week out. And it's like, hey, this is just what Jets football is. The Johnsons are not going to make any changes. We just going to have to go out there and watch this guy destroy quarterback after quarterback. And then you blame Sam. Now Sam's not playing because he's got that issue. So what is your excuse today when you see Flacco deal with a lot of the same things that Sam is dealing with? We see it. Dark in the chat. Dark says the biggest problem is ownership. Salute to you, Dark. Dark is completely correct. The Johnsons are clowns. That's the biggest problem. We have clown-ass ownership. When you do clownery comes back to bite. It's completely ridiculous. Boo the damn Johnsons. Boo to them. Boo. And boo to them again. I mean, I could not believe that this ownership looked at all the options that we had at head coaching candidates and decided to go with Adam Gase.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
They've got to be. They've got to be smoking crack. They've got to be. When I heard the announcement that we had signed Gase and that's the guy we were going with after we got rid of Rule, and people were coming at me saying, Joe, don't talk about Adam Gase. He's the next offensive genius. Remember, he's a brilliant offensive mind. That's what our owner said as well.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
Just please stop. I told y'all this already. We're going back to the callers. 973, you are up. I want to get your thoughts about this game. How do you feel about this Jets loss? And where did the Jets go from here in your mind?
Joe, can I say for you in one word?
Go ahead, man.
Noisy hating. Does that sum it up for you? I mean, this is embarrassing.
Dude.
Why is Gase still a coach? Why is he still coaching? He's terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's mind-blowing. It's completely mind-blowing, dude.
Sick. That's what
I do not understand it.
Yeah, I know.
I do not understand.
It's embarrassing what's going on.
Yeah. It is so frustrating. But let me get your thoughts on this, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about Gase.
Sure.
What are your thoughts about the issues that we had in the red zone? We can't score. We cannot put the ball in the end zone whatsoever.
That's your biggest problem. If you can't score in the red zone, from there, your offense is pathetic. It's just you can't score from 20 yards out. What are you doing?
No. Dude, it is mind-blowing. It's completely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the drop from Herndon? We saw drops today. We saw a play that was almost a fumble. I mean, there was a lot of hype on this guy coming into the game.
That.
I mean, let me tell you, he had a crucial drop. Dude, he had a crucial drop in this game. He had a play that looked like it was a fumble, but it turned out they overturned it. It wasn't a fumble, so we were able to keep the ball. But, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. Offensively, it was so bad, but defensively, it was pretty bad as well. I mean, what are your thoughts about our struggles against stopping Hopkins?
Which one? Which struggle? Just tell us and give me your name. Where do I start?
Just everybody, our whole secondary, man. I mean, this guy had 6 catches for 131 yards. 6 catches for 131 yards, man. Ridiculous.
I did it better in my sleep.
Ridiculous. No.
I did it better in my sleep when I was 12 years old. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was completely crazy, man. Completely crazy. What are your thoughts about them being able to run the ball on us, though, too? Because they had some big runs as well.
Yeah. They can't run the ball. That's the problem. They don't stand on the running. And I'll tell you something. I was not too thrilled with Flacco. Then again, I wasn't surprised. I mean, you're going to go from Darnold to an old-timer who is probably going to be out the door next year anyway, and that wasn't going to help. Flacco's not your guy. No.
Yeah, it's just, dude, it's completely insane. Watching this team, watching this all unfold, it's just completely mind-blowing, man. Just completely mind-blowing. But I'm going to keep going to these lines, man. I want to thank you for calling in. You have a good one, man.
My pleasure, Joe, and hopefully next week we'll be better.
Hopefully we will, man. You have a good one.
Thanks.
Oh, man. This team is so bad. So bad. There's so many issues on this football team. So many. I mean, watching us lose this way against the Cardinals, watching us not being able to stop anybody, just running the ball at will when they felt like it. Kyler Murray chucking the ball downfield. We can't stop them. Then offensively, we can't keep up with them. We can't continue our drives. Bad play calling. The offensive line's breaking down. Guys coming around the edge on Flacco. He's running for his life. He got hit with a big time. He got hit. I forgot who it was that sacked him. But, man, he took a big shot in this game. There was pressure coming from everywhere. This team is a mess, man. This team is a mess, and it is frustrating to watch. And Adam Gase should not be the head coach of the Jets by the end of today. He should be fired right now, immediately. There's no reason for him to be here. There's no more excuses. There's no more nothing. It's done. It is done. Every excuse that you could have had it's gone. Injuries, listen, every team deals with injuries. Doug Peterson dealt with injuries. We played a Niners team that was just as injured, if not more injured than us, right? That lost their quarterback in game, and they still beat our ass. We're still able to score on us. We're still able to make the adjustments. There's just no excuse. We played a Denver Broncos team that was banged up as well. Injuries. They were playing their third-string quarterback, who's an undrafted rookie, on the road for his first starting game, beat our ass. We're getting beat by teams that people even think that are worse than us. It's mind-boggling. This Jets team is trash, and it sucks to be a fan of this team. It really does. But listen, folks, I'm going to bring the show to a close now. I want to thank you folks for watching. It's been truly appreciative of you folks listening. If you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, it just sucks. So mad, so frustrated. I want to thank everyone for calling in. Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. I don't know why. This team sucks. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000-30. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge. I'll have my Darnold jersey on. He did not play today, so you can't blame him for how bad this offense is. For everybody just likes to blame Sam Darnold for everything. Can't blame him this week now, can you? You can also follow the show's page as well at The Long Beach Joe Show. on Twitter. I'll go back and forth with you. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. That's where I stream from. So all my content is on the Jets. So please go there, subscribe to my channel. Want to, go back and forth with me in the comments. Want to troll me in the comments? No issues. I'll troll you right back in the comments. And as always, folks, especially in these times, because the Jets are horrific. Free hugs for everybody. Okay? The hugs will remain free. I will never charge for them. Ever. No matter how bad the Jets get, I will never charge for them. So I want to thank you folks for listening. You folks have a good one. Peace.